Hey guys, I thought I would talk about the channel and where it's going to go, and I see an important factor here as well that I want to add in, which is very disturbing for me. And in 5 days, Madeline arrives, who's a content creator, and she will help the team to start producing their own content that will go onto the new channel that we've opened. So when that goes live, it's live now, but there's no videos on it. And when it does go live, I'll share it with you all so you can go there, because there'll be new content coming from the staff and about the work that we're doing. And I feel a need to create this divide because people really seem to... I started this charity. And I started all of this at the behest of a higher power, as I always say. Something called me here, and that's something most of us call God. And at the same time, this place is non-denominational, as in Share Tanzania has no religious stance. Now, here in Tanzania, everybody is highly religious. I don't know one person who doesn't go to church. When I'm sick, people come and sing outside my house and pray. It's just part of the culture, and it's a stunning and beautiful part of the culture, and I find it amazing, and I understand where it comes from as well. So there is a deep-seated element of faith in Tanzania with the people. But as an organisation, we don't express anything. We don't teach anything. We don't show anything. But likewise, as an organisation, we don't share a stance on anything unless, for instance, we fight for women's rights, we fight to end child labour, we fight to end the neglect and abuse of special needs children, we fight to stop the oppression of albinism. In that instance, we take sides. But in other instances, the organisation and the children obviously don't take any sides. We fight against what we must and what we deem to be just, and for what we deem to be just. But I feel a lot of people are confusing me, and it's totally fine, because there's an interwoven aspect of the publicity of me and the things I've said about spiritual matters and vlogging my life here is the main channel where the fundraising has came in. But that doesn't mean that I, as in myself and the organisation, are one. We are to a degree. I built everything here. I literally envisioned all that's here myself, and with the team, we built it. So it's in my soul, it's connected to me. But myself and my beliefs are not connected to how we run this place, because we are not wanting to do that. All we want to do is help these children and help these dogs and help all the people who need help here. And the other side of it, the things I express and share online, are my internal workings and my internal beliefs and systems that allow me as a human being to find the strength to keep doing this, because this is not easy, and especially at the moment while I'm chronically ill, it's not easy. It's very, very difficult, and I find it relaxing to share my feelings with the world. I find it quite therapeutic for whatever reason. I guess the camera became my friend while I was alone here without my wife for all those years, in some which way, shape or form. And the problem I have is now I think people are not seeing that area. Now, I already, in the past, I've had people cancel support for children because of my personal views that were shared. And I'm hoping by splitting, and I'll still put the work on my channel because it's part of my life, but by splitting the channel and making it clear this is the charities channel and this is the personal channel of the man who started it, and he has his own beliefs, but these are not the beliefs of the charity, that I can avoid this. Because at the end of the day, when people cancel support for these children because they disagree with my stance on, or they don't understand something. Someone the other day said that they would cancel their support because here in Tanzania there are no supplements, and thus you can't force children to be vegan because they'll become they'll have problems, they'll have health problems. And also it's wrong to raise children in such poverty on supplements, because they will grow up and not be able to afford them and not know to include the things in their diet that they need, like having some eggs from time to time and the raw milk that everybody has here and fish, etc. And I had someone who said they wanted to cancel their support because of that, and I was thinking, well, that's okay, because I've got literally nowhere to keep these children healthy unless they do it. You know, this is not the West, and I know people might not understand if you've not been here, but this is not Europe. You can't expect everybody to be healthy, never including anything that has omegas or B12, etc. It's just not okay. So I saw that my personal beliefs could have a negative effect on the children. And also other things that I've said in the past where I've expressed certain beliefs, my own personal beliefs, people have retaliated by cancelling support for kids. And I mean, it affects those children. You know, it doesn't not affect them. And I'm not guilting anybody. You're free to do what you want. If you're a sponsor and you need to cancel, you cancel. You know, it's fine. But if you are cancelling because of something I've said, then it does affect the children. And I don't want to feel like I'm in a position where I can't express myself. And I don't want to feel like I'm in a position where I can't say what I truly believe and feel in my heart, because then I'll be being fake. And I don't want to be fake. But at the same time, I feel when these things happen, I feel the need to shelter some of my beliefs and things like this, because I don't want the children to be inadvertently harmed by it. But at the same time, it's sharing my beliefs that has brought so much attention to the channel, that has brought them support. So it's a bit of a catch-22, as they say. But I really want to try and create a very clear, defined line. So when people are sponsoring a child or whatever they might be supporting, and I say something they disagree with, instead of talking to me and explaining their side of things, they don't just turn their backs on us and cancel the support for the kids. So, and I had a comment where someone had disagreed with what I said on pro-life, pro-choice, and I was very grateful. She started by saying, I'll keep supporting the children for the sake of the children, but I'm going to unsubscribe because I don't agree with what you're saying. And I replied and said, it wasn't my intention to judge anyone or upset anybody, but at least I saw that she had a genuine heart for the child she was supporting. And I was grateful that she, for always disagreeing with me personally, was not disagreeing with the work the charity was doing. And this made me want to make the video, that comment, because I want to show everyone there's going to be a separation, because the work we do is not influenced by what I believe and express. You know, the children still need to not be in child labour, whether I believe this or that, and whether I say this or that, or whether I disagree with your point of view or not. We as humans are more able to achieve things. I made a thing before, parable, about all different religions and atheists together, and they have to make a 10-mile walk to help a family in need. And if they walk there in silence, the family gets helped. Now, if they express their feelings and start arguing and don't make it to the destination, then the family does not get help. And thus, that's the importance of the silent mind. But at the same time, I can't just stay silent on every topic, because then I won't get the traffic to the channel. But also, I am able to still go and do my work whilst debating those topics. Many humans are not, because their emotions take over and they storm off. And then key members of the team are missing to be able to solve the problems of the planet. And I think it boils down to being able to sit in the field every day, as Rumi calls it. Out beyond the ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there's a field, I'll meet you there. My carnal mind will always express its opinions and its thoughts, but I'm also able, when another person's disagreeing with me and expressing alternative views to my own, I'm able to connect to the field beyond there and listen to them calmly, and still get on and solve the problems before us. Whereas if people can't find that level of union, if they can't find acceptance in other person's views, then we'll never make it to that family in trouble, you know? And that's why I want to try and separate it for those people who don't function as I function and who do react emotionally to things that they disagree with, because I don't want it to damage or affect the children. It's not fair, you know? I'm the one who has to sign the documents to send staff to take kids out of school when we don't have enough sponsors, etc. You know, and I'm the one who then is in the forest and sees that child that we were able to sponsor a few weeks ago in the forest looking for firewood so as they can sell it, so as they can help out with their families to get school fees and so on. You know, I see them labouring, I see them breaking stones, and it's heartbreaking, but especially when they've been sponsored, and then, I mean, we're limited with what we can do. We can't just keep every child in school that doesn't have a sponsor. So especially when they've been sponsored and lose a sponsor, it's harder, but that's just the nature of what we do, and sometimes sponsors have to leave. Everyone has their own lives and financial commitments and difficulties. But when they leave because of something I've said, I'm sure you can imagine that it's even more distressing for me in a huge way. And I want to try and avoid that, because what I say has nothing to do with the work. You know, the kids still need help. And if I was in a room with you and I said something you disagree with, and we knew that all we had to do was walk a mile to get to a child in need, then I really believe if we were there having a dialect where we exchange instead of just listening like you have to when you're on the internet, then we would just find peace with it and say, we'll just agree to disagree. And we would go and help that child because we know it's the right thing to do. And I think when it's one-sided on the internet and I'm just talking at you, it's hard to have that dialect. It's hard to say, oh, I don't believe that, oh, I don't agree with that. It's very, very difficult. And I understand that, but it kills me that we might lose support for children just because of something I say. But at the same time, because of much of what I've said, we've gained support for children. So I have to stay the course with what has worked up to now, because I am responsible in a large way for to be the voice for these kids. You know, all of these kids that we support didn't have a voice with people who could help them until God brought me here. So I have to carry on with that. But there's this little grey area that I want to avoid. So just wanted to make that. So the channel will split at some point. I'll still upload charity work here because it's my life, it's my family. But soon, Maddie will arrive. It takes a few weeks to adjust to this. It's a completely different world, so I'm not expecting her to work straight away. But she's already planned some videos and storyboarded and stuff, so we'll be doing some interesting new types of content in the coming month. And hopefully I'll be out of my bed to help with that, because I'm still in bed after 4 weeks here. So, right. I love you all, and thank you for the love and support in whatever way it comes. I'm not judging you if you've had to cancel sponsorship, etc. I'm just making this to say it breaks my heart that perhaps my lack of ability to communicate things well, or perhaps a disagreement with something I'm saying will end up with a child not being in school. And I've had it before with my spiritual beliefs. And God always replaced the people who cancelled on us. But I've never had it with these other beliefs until the last few weeks, and I just wanted to put it out there and just say, you know, don't judge the work that we do on what I say, because the work is evidence for itself. The charity is doing good, even if we disagree on a topic. It's still helping, you know. And I can't keep quiet on my opinions, because it's expressing them that made this be built. So I'm just trying to put this out there for anyone who has any discomfort in future with anything I say, that you can take a deep breath and say, okay, I disagree with John there, but we're reasonable humans. If we were together, I'm sure we'd have a very centered and compassionate dialect, and if we can't agree on a topic, agree to disagree and still get on and help to improve the quality of life for the children and for the environment as well that we're doing, so, and the dogs. Right, love you all. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as it really helps us to grow the channel and with it help more children here in Tanzania. Also, don't forget you can support our work by sharing with children in crisis here, be it sharing for a particular need or even sharing one-on-one support for education, housing, food and medical care. It can be done for as little as the cost of a cup of coffee a week back in the West after all. Just visit www.sharetanzania.co.uk to find out more. Lastly, remember you can also support us via Patreon, www.patreon.com/featherstail, and help keep us here in Tanzania to continue our work. The links for the website and for the Patreon are in the description box of this video. Love and light, guys. See you soon.